Hello and welcome. I am Scarberlock, and this is City of Heroes on the Rebirth server with our mutation Stalker Shrike, who is 1.15 million XP, 162,000 to go to get to level 31, and 15.1 million influence, plenty to get to level 50 and all of our single origin enhancers. In the meantime, we are on a story arc for Jose Escalante, who says, have a good lead on the base where those vampire candidates are being trained prior to the transformation process. We go over there and arrest them. So we need to stop the vampire. We are on a story arc, the rise of the vampire. And now we're going to have to see if we can arrest and capture all of the vampire candidates so they don't make any more vampires. Now this is where you really start to get into the tougher council stuff. So this should be really interesting, especially at +2. One of the things that's going to give us fits, I'm sure, is going to be when the vampires turn into the Night Wolves, or whatever they're called. So it's one boss, you defeat him, you get him down to nothing, and then he becomes another boss and starts over again. By the way, this is what I mean by creepy. Right? The boat is just sailing along. There's nobody in it. It's just really creepy to me. I would not have done it that way if I were designing things. Alright, so what do we got here? Deep purple devouring earth, 8 levels above us, 9 levels. Fortunately we have hide, so they can't see me. Yeah, we are really weak for this zone, but that's okay. Again, we have hide. So, now we're going to be looking for 2 files, and to arrest all soldiers in base. We've got to defeat everybody. Tom and Matthew. So these guys have individual names, instead of being called just Council Agent or Nebula Gunner or something like that. And these are the guys who are going to become vampires. So we've got to find everybody in here, so we need to be careful. Make sure that I click everything and tab everything. Tab target. So these guys are +2. They should be no problem. Let's keep an eye on this guy and see if he keeps shooting me from behind. That one came out of his gun in the right direction. And now he's not shooting at me. And now he'll die before he shoots again. Nope. I missed. Keep missing. And now this guy we can assassinate. I really like that animation where you just go and you just kind of wave your hand in front of him. And that time it worked. So I don't know why sometimes it starts the animation and stops, and sometimes it works. It doesn't seem to be getting actually interrupted, but it acts like it's being interrupted, so I don't know what's going on with that. We can go in 2 different directions here, and I have no idea which way is the most efficient, so we'll just wander around. There is a clue up above. Hover is so useful. Nothing. Okay, so that is not a clue. There's guys down below and guys up above, so we'll hit the guys above first. And this one, we're going to assassinate the lieutenant. And then take out the minion. Yeah, so I was talking to my supergroup, and there was one of the vampire. I was talking to my supergroup on the Discord about the different servers. They all pretty much only play on Homecoming, and they were talking about, I was talking about how Rebirth is a lot more like the live and doesn't have a lot of the um, sort of bells and whistles that Homecoming has added. And they were asking me questions about it and stuff, and several of them seemed to feel like they just wouldn't be able to go back to the way it played it live because they want the extra archetypes. The one person was saying, oh, I wouldn't be able to use the old, what is it, base builder, right? Because they added so many options and features and little tweaks to the base builder and Homecoming. And I think that they added some, and some of it was just what Leandro had already done in on his server during the years of the game being on hiatus, when only he was running it. And so it's interesting because I actually think I prefer the live stuff, most of it. There are a few things, quality of life things that Homecoming has that I wouldn't mind if they had here. Like, I really could live without having to run to every different shop to get maximum price for my enhancements, and now we really don't need to do that anymore, but we certainly had to do that at the beginning. And let's see. There's a glowy over here, which we can grab without being seen, I think. But I think, in general, I like Rebirth better. And so I definitely don't mind some of the live things that they have left in. Am I being ambushed here? What's going on? Did I somehow... How did I aggro these guys? Alright, I'm gonna hit health because they're trying to slow me. At least I have not aggroed the boss. Wow. They are pounding me. I have had really bad luck with 2 misses with the Assassin Strike. Alright, so that takes care of all them. Who's shooting me? Oh, somebody from upstairs? Oops, nope, wrong thing. So somehow I aggroed these guys? When I touched the... Somehow they saw me from up here when I got the glowy. By the way, which did not have a clue in it. So we still have 2 clues to find. I hear another glowy. There. Okay. And we got a clue. Training logs. So this is the training logs that are doing the Corleonis alteration using drugs and stuff. Alright, we're not going to have dull pain to use, but we should be okay against this guy. Let's hope. I'm going to hit him focus again and then placate. See if we can get him. Yeah, we got him. And now the hoverbot should be no problem. I'm just burning these because I really don't need all these endurances. I mean, endurance sometimes is a little bit of a problem for us, but I'd rather have some damage and some accuracy. Like that. So we beat the Archon, or whatever, the Equinox. And now the question is, where's the last clue? And it's not over here, so this room is a dead end, so let's head out. now we gotta go back and see if we can head down some of these other hallways. So let's go this way. Whoa. There's another glowy. Let's take out the Zenith bot first, just because they are so resistant to us. Of course I missed. Of course I missed. Yeah, I really don't like missing. Look at that, 2 more in a row. It always seems to be in 2s and 3s with the missing. You never miss once. Always seems like you miss twice or 3 times. 1. Do we miss again? No. So that time we didn't. We missed 2 out of 3. 3 out of 4. Right? Just constant missing. Ugh. And I don't know. I feel like we miss a lot more than 36% at the time. Look at this. Do you see how much we're missing? Look at all that. Look at this. 2 more. Let's take a look at these hit rolls. Rolled an 84. An 88. A 91 and an 88 back to back. A 90 and a 69. An 81 and a 95. 72, yeah. I mean, they're not that high, the rolls, but man. Is this the last clue, or is that the last clue? Not yet. This must be it. And now we gotta defeat all, so we gotta defeat the last few guys. There's probably not gonna be anybody in here. Yep, there usually isn't, although one mission recently there was. So where are the last guys? They're probably up here. On the side here. Through there. This has got to be it. No. So where the heck are the last guys? Who did I miss? There. Okay. Come on. And then this should be the end of it. And that's the mission. So we have now found our clues, and we talked to Jose, and he says, from the look of these files you found, it seems the Council has been bolstering their ranks of the Vampiri for quite some time. In fact, it looks like they're getting ready to field test some kind of new, improved vampire. If it weren't for you, we might not have known about the new Vampiri until they were upon us. And then, we should have plenty of time. Oh, sure. We're only 15 minutes in. According to these files you found in the vampire base, it seems the Council is planning to radically alter their vampire creation process. They plan to start using some kind of genetic mutation to turn men into vampiri with little surgical augmentation. If they can do that, they can step up their vampire production 100-fold. I have a lead on the facility where they're testing this process. If you can find out a little more about the process, we may have a chance to stop their research. So now we need to go to the Echo of Dark Astoria again. This is still weird. But it's probably just a random zone. There's probably a list of zones that each mission can come from. No, no, I don't want to go there. And, Dark Astoria is, I guess, one of them. No, we don't want to go up there. We want to go down here. So what's the easiest way to get here? Ah, you just got to go around the bridge. I didn't even realize that. I thought this was up higher. Alright, so we're going to go to the Echo of Dark Astoria and investigate more about the vampire-y. Alright guys, this is all the way across the zone, so I'm going to pause it here, and when I get there, I will bring you back. Alright, and we are back, and we are investigating this. We need 3 clues, and investigate the alterations. Wow, purple, plus 3 lieutenant. Okay. Not bad. That is not bad. Definitely spoils you being a stalker, because you can kind of go anywhere you want unseen. You can line up your shot, do exactly what you want at exactly the right time. You almost never have to get into battle unless you want to. There are a few exceptions like ambushes, but like 90% of the time, battle happens when you say, not when the computer says, not when the villains say, right? Nothing there. Okay. What do we got here? There's a glowy there. Alright, let's beat these guys up. I don't know if this is a defeat all. Probably not. But it might be. You just never know what investigate means. Sometimes it means defeat all. Sometimes it means click on one glowy. Here we know we have 3 clues. But I don't know if that's all we need, if that is investigate or not. So there's a clue. Genetic lab work, alright. And I think what you're going to notice as we level up and as we go through higher level council missions, you're going to start seeing less and less mech men, I think. You're going to start seeing more like warbot, these big giant, they're not called warbots, like war mechs or something, I can't remember the exact name of them, but they're pretty powerful, big giant guys that can take a huge pounding. And they replace like the Zenith mech men and stuff. And of course you're going to see a lot more night wolves and things like that as we get into the 30s also. Come on. Always missing. Ugh. Very annoying. What's that? 10 misses or something just in this spawn. Another miss. And another miss. Always 2 in a row. Alright, you're not slowing me down anymore. Man, the amount of time it takes to kill these guys just from the missing. Constant. And yet, and that's because of setting it to a high level, but yet if I set it to a lower level, it's going to be too easy. Alright. I guess we need to go this way. Alright, let's start with this guy. And that takes care of him. And we now have more along the lines of the inspirations I prefer to have, with some insight as well as some damage. Was it enrage? Still alive. 2 assassins cuts. And he's still alive. Okay, are we hidden? We are. Alright, so we will do another assassination here. So now you can see that there's going to be more of the cave down below this. And then there's some more back there. But I think this will dead end. And I hear a glowy. Right there. And another purple lieutenant. Let's wait for build up. There we go. Look how fast we took him out. Works great when you don't miss. And we got some more salvage. Do we have any orange? Oh, we have an orange salvage. We can make even more money. And we've got just a damage invention. Now that we could theoretically use, but I'm going to stick to SOs for this character. And we'll do inventions on the next one. I mean, we'll do some inventions with this character after we're like in the late 40s, but we're going to get most of the way to 50 just using SOs. Partly I want to see if we go all the way to 50 with just SOs, and of course the ATOs once we have enough reward merits, just how much money are we going to have left at the end? And then what I want to do is do this same basic idea, but use the training enhancements, the training inventions, the generic ones, and see how much influence we have at the end, and see which one's cheaper. I suspect that the SOs will be cheaper, even though you have to keep renewing them, because on this server, there's just not a lot of people, so the number of salvage pieces, 3 misses in a row, the number of salvage pieces are so much lower, they're so much rarer here, that I think it'll be very expensive to just buy the salvage you need to make the recipes. Failed experiments. So these are documents showing a terrible story, mutation, disfigurement, death, the end result of the Council's attempt to genetically alter their new type of vampire soldier. Dozens of men have died in these tests already, but volunteers keep coming. Okay. So we gotta go south here, and then this way. And my guess is, yep, the last clue will be over here. And there's another one somewhere too. And there it is. But there's probably a boss in here, perhaps. There often is in this room. Now just... yeah, well there's a lieutenant. Alright, so he's not too bad. Now we're gonna get swarmed, but that's alright. Let's go ahead and hit instant healing because we're getting kind of surrounded. And that'll keep the hit points up. While we defeat these guys. You can see, just like a scrapper, the Stalker can just stand in here and pound and take a punishment too. With the regen. Reconstruction's already back, instant healing is pegging our hit points to the max. And this guy is going to get placated. crit him? Oh, it didn't crit. Oh well. It's fine. He's done, and we didn't even get the other clue. Well, that's weird. Well, let's go ahead and grab it. Yeah, see? There's another clue. Vampire DNA. Ah, in the fridge there was vampire DNA. Very cool. So we've now got some vampire DNA, and we know that they're creating all these evil mutations. And we can bring this information back to our buddy Jose, who says, "You did a great job down there, Tiger Shrike, and there was a lot of good information to be found. It looks like the council isn't as far along as we'd feared, but they are definitely making progress on their efforts to improve the vampire creation process. Look at this. It seems the council has been working on these new genetic vampire enhancements on their own. A company hasn't been working on their own. A company called Alderwise Genetics has done a lot of the work for them. I'm going to do a bit of research on this company and see what I can find out." Alright guys, we're at 26, so let's go see what that salvage sells for. I'm assuming it's mildly entertaining to you to watch the auction house stuff. If it's not, somebody let me know in the comments and I'll just cut it out. I just thought perhaps people might like to see what things sell for on this server. And also, if you're playing on this server and looking to make money, you can see how to easily do it just by following my really crude, kind of lame technique of dramatically underselling and letting the crazy people pay millions of influence for a 15,000 influence item. So let's take our salvage piece that's orange, the Imperium, and see. Oh, it is selling for 1 to 3 million. I'll put it up for 400,000. This random number. If it's selling for that much, that's a bit much. That's being greedy. Let's put it up for 200,000. I can perfectly happy with that. It's going to take it a while to sell because I think there are, well, there are 17 people bidding. It should sell fairly quickly at that price. But in the meantime, I'm going to sell the rest of this stuff. We've got half a tray of enhancements. We've got salvage. We've got a recipe. I'll get rid of all that and make some more cash, and I'll be back in the near future with another episode. And we'll keep fighting the vampire. Until then, I am Scrapperlock, and this has been City of Heroes.